Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to this week's Intuitive Flower Readings. Please say hi, give us a like and share so I can see who's here. I've got a few things I want to talk about this week, mainly that I have one more week to go with the live flower readings, and then I've got 4 that I'm doing recorded because I will be in the UK with my dad. So, and Dad's 92. Well, actually, he's 91. He turns 92 the day we arrive in the UK. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, there's a few things I wanted to share in that context. So I'm going to be looking at them a little bit differently, so we'll be able to share those flower readings. But this week it is all okay. You want to do that one, Mel? Okay. This week, hang on, I've got to put the comments up. I always get. All right, this week it's all about now the moons. The way the moons are running this week, they're sort of crossing over. So the earlier part of the week, we've got the waxing gibbous. Then we hit the full moon, and over the weekend we start to go into the waning gibbous. So as far as our goals and what's happening at the moment, between now and the full moon, the energy is still rising, so it's still lifting. It's before the full moon, we've got this, the moonlight's still quite strong, the soil's releasing and the energy's being drawn up. So when we're looking at goals between now and the full moon, it's all about sowing the flowers and sowing the fruit plants as far as sowing seeds, which got for our goals, it's our relationship goals and our wealth goals. So the type of goals need to be thoughtful and focused. So if you're going to be doing a relationship goal or a wealth goal between now and the full moon, make sure that they're thoughtful and focused. The other aspect is too with these relationship goals and wealth goals, they don't have to be huge, big ones. We're not talking about great big goals, 5 years time. We're talking about weekly goals. So there's little things that we can do to help us get to where we want to be, where we want our relationships to be, where we want our wealth to be. So have a look at those before the full moon. Once the full moon comes in, well, you've still got the full moon. It's still strong. It's still releasing. It's still drawing the energy up. But after that full moon, we go into the waning gibbous, and that will hit about Saturday, Sunday. So when we go into that waning gibbous, we start to look more at the moonlight obviously is starting to decrease. The energy in this is starting to be absorbed in the soil. So, and it's all sort of getting pulled back down again. The growth is reducing. The crop we will be sowing after Sunday will be the root crop. So those goals we're looking at will be direction goals, and they need to be really, really grounded. So when we start to look at those direction goals after the weekend, make sure they're grounded and where we need to be. So between now and let's have a look at this side of it. Between now and the full moon, it's all about self-confidence. So we're looking at our self-confidence in this reading here and how we feel and where we're going with that. After the full moon, we go into self-reliable. So it's what we're doing to make us reliable on ourselves. So self-confident is about how we feel, how we appreciate ourselves, how we look after ourselves, our self-worth, our self-reflect. And that's all part of our self-confidence. And then we go into self-reliable and we look at that after the full moon. So that's the things that we're doing, like meditation, visualization, those sort of things that we're doing to make sure that we are reliable. And we know what it's like to be reliable. It means we're constant, we're consistent, we're doing those things that we need to do. So that's what we need to look at after the new moon. I've got people sending messages here and I'm not sure where I'm going. Oh, hi Sal, morning. Okay, so I've got a few numbers that are coming up and I'm going to try something a little bit different. So I've had, Melly has posted a flower up for me on the group, because what I'm looking at doing is actually having you post your own flower. And Melly has sent a lovely picture. So I put it up. Oh, I can share it, Mel. So I've just clicked onto it and I'm going to do this because I wanted to test this way of sharing screen. So I don't have to be asking you to pick a number. Instead, you can put your own flower up. Look at that, I did it. Oh, I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Melly, for sharing. So I've got your flower image there, and now I can do the reading on it. So Sal, if you don't want to put a number up, oh, I know. Sal, if you don't want to put a number up, you can actually put up a flower image. And I know you do lots of flower images, okay? So I know that that's what it's where you are. So if you want to put a flower image up, you do that. So Mel, I'm going to do a quick reading on your flower image for today. Where is my other bit? Let me get, oh, that didn't move it. Oh, that's cool. Sorry for fluffing around, but it's nice to sort of try these different ways and get some different aspects happening. So I really like that. So, okay, so we're looking at self-confidence to start with, and then we go into self-reliability. But when we look at this image, there's lots of things we can look at, and I mustn't spend too long on it. I'll just try and work out how to add a photo. Sal, just add a photo to the group, not to the group chat. Can you add a photo to Messenger? That's how Melly did it, into Messenger, and just sent it to me. See how that goes. Okay, so the things that we're looking at with this flower, the first thing we're looking at is the actual flower is facing the sun, but it's actually facing away from us. So when we're looking at that image, the flower is facing the sun in the background, but it's actually got its back to us. So when we're sort of looking at self-confidence, I sort of see this happening as a fact that you've got your face to the sun or face to the light, and that's giving you the confidence. But sometimes people are only seeing the back of you, or not really seeing the full gamut of you. You're only allowing them to see certain parts of you, which that can be very, very relevant, especially when we're living in this world of so many social medias and different things like that. So it can be quite confronting when we're putting our whole self out. But the beauty of this is we've got this very big stem here, which we can see that this is a blossom. So it's a close-up of this flower, and we can see this huge big stem here, and the blossoms of the flower of the blossom it doesn't need a long, fine journey. It really is quite stayed in that very, very strong path. So what we're looking at is this path or journey is really, really strong. It's really, really defined, very much in front of mind when we're looking at this image. So when we say, looking at our self-confidence, if you keep yourself to the light, to where you see yourself, it doesn't matter what others look at and what others want to focus on, because sometimes we're going to have that pushback where you'll have people pressing buttons to you and sort of going, oh yeah, but this, or yeah, but this, and starting to really sort of push that forward to you. So just keep your face to the light. And when we're reading this, like that's gorgeous, that image up there, like to see that light coming through. To me, it's just sort of going, especially with this full moon happening, it's like keep focusing on the light, and it doesn't matter what's happening behind you. It doesn't matter what the people are looking at or what they're seeing. It's what you're doing, what you're putting out there for. So really focus on that this week. It's more about how you see yourself, not how others are seeing you. And that's where you're going this week. That's for you, Mel. Now, let me see if I can work this part out now. If I close yours, it's true now. Sorry, I shouldn't. Okay. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Now this, I'm hoping, is Sally's, isn't it? Oops, I forgot to look. Let me do it properly. Yes, it's from Sally. Okay, beautiful. So this is yours for this week, Sal. Okay, I'm liking this. I like this idea. I think it could work quite well once I get the hang of how to do it. That could take a little while, but once we get the hang of how to do it, maybe if I do it that way, we can see it a bit better. Okay, this is Sally's for this week. And it's about self-confidence in the first part and then self-reliable in the second part. Oh, actually, that really worked out with you, Mel, because it sort of felt like you didn't have that self-confidence because you were looking away, but you also have that self-reliability. It's really quite, yeah. Oh, lovely. Okay, so Sal, yours is about self-confidence and self-reliable. So self-confidence up until the full moon. And I see this image is very confident. It's the color and the aspect of it. It's very, very high. The flowers are very high. And we have the guides all down the bottom. So when we're starting to look at self-confidence, it's almost like you're standing on the shoulders of those and what they say, you're standing on the shoulders of giants. So it's like you've got this knowledge and this understanding. You've got all this guides that have helped you, and it's allowed you to stand up and be counted. And that's where that self-confidence is coming in. Really, really cool, really open, really easy to see. When we're looking at self-reliability, it means also that these guides here are going to keep you reliable. And when I say reliable, and that's being reliable to yourself. So, and I know you're pretty much like that. It is giving yourself that time and that space. It is giving them the meditation, the active walking that you do, the visualization and association. Association is really clear with this one, actually, very, very much so, because you've got multiple flowers. Association is really important. And that is after the full moon. So from like Sunday onwards, start to really look at the association. When you're starting to put those direction goals in, look at who you're associating with, look who you are connecting with for those direction goals. Okay, because that's really, really important for you. And I can see it being in more of a group aspect, not as an individual aspect. So when you're starting to look at that direction, see if you've got a group of like-minded people around you that can help you with that, because that's really relevant to where you need to be at this particular stage. So that's your Sal. Thank you for your patience with that. That was really good. I think we can do this, Melly. I think we can do this. And so it was easy, Sal, to send the image directly to me. Yeah, Mel's got love it, and she's had the first image there. Focus on where my light truly shines, because my path to get there has been really strong. And that is so true. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So that was yours. Now I can just remove that. The other aspect is I have got two other ladies who have given me, okay, I can close that and I can close that. It just means that people have to be friends with me on Messenger to send the flower images, don't they? Yeah, that's true. All right, I've got Leah, who is number 83. Let's have a look at number 83 and we can share this one. 83, here we go. Stop singing. It's embarrassing. Stop that screen share and do this screen share. Okay, here is yours, Leah. So this is yours for this week, Leah. And when we start to look at the first part, which is self-confidence, sorry, I'm just moving it over here, self-confidence, and that's up until the full moon. So we're looking at self-confidence, and I can see this being quite, I love the singing. Thanks, Mel. I mean, thanks, Sally. I can see this being, you've got this lovely underneath area, so this deeper level of self-confidence, and it's a bit blurred underneath here, but it's still there, and it's almost like your twin. So when we sort of start to, when I sort of talk about self-confidence between now and the full moon, you're here, yes, but really rely on that deeper inner twin of yours, rely on that deeper understanding. That you two girls, stop it. Sally's written, I love the singing, and Melly's written, same. And that's Sue just being Sue. So Leah, let me get back to Leah. You're rely on that inner inner strength, that like that twin that's sitting under you or just sitting but inside of you, that's actually going to help you with your self-confidence. And I can see that you're really shining. Most of your self-confidence is coming from the heart. If it's not heart connected, then you're not going to feel it as well. So well, not as well. You're not going to feel it as much. So we really need to have that heart connection for your self-confidence. As you turn into self-reliable, when we start looking at meditation or visualization or things to help you in that side of it, because this flower is a field of flowers, self-reliable is going to be about being around like-minded people. So it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be friends, but they probably will be friends because they're going to be like-minded. But majority of times with this one, it's about the like-mindedness, even if they're not of the same context as you, they're not seeing it the same way as you, they are still like-minded in the fact that they're going to be bringing you information that you need or guidance that you need. So that's going to help you become more connected in that sort of way. When we look at a field of flowers, we often see that areas in the field of flowers, as you can imagine, some of the flowers die off, but as some die off, new ones are constantly coming through. And we can see that with all these lovely buds coming around. You are still going to be getting that information coming through. So as far as self-reliable go, make sure you're allowing that information to come through, those connections to come through. And to me, I would be seeing this as for the next week when we're looking at direction, is connecting with those people there because they're the ones that are going to be helping you. So look, Leah, what keeps coming up is the music side of things. So really connecting with those like-minded music people. And like I said, they don't necessarily have to be a friend. And you know, with people that are art or craft or have got these beautiful creativities as music, we know that we don't necessarily like some of the people, but we can respect what they do and how they do it. And I get that sort of a feeling. You're going to be seeing things in there that you're going to go, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing or how they're doing it, but I really like what they're doing in a certain way. So this is the information you're going to get, especially for direction. Just follow, have a look at what those other artists are doing around you, as in the music industry, and get that learning and direction going forward there. But your direction will be in more of a group setting as well. Not as close as what Sally's was. Sally's is a really tight group. Yours is more of a looser group. It's more of a field. So you're not going to be as strongly connected, and yet in the roots you are going to be very connected. So there's that aspect there. So that's for you, my gorgeous girl Leah. And the next one I've got is for Bex, which is number 52. And Bex, here comes yours. Okay, let me share the screen. It's gorgeous. Look at that one. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go. It's self-confidence again until the full moon. And look at this, mate. Like, you could not get much more self-confident than that. Look how open it is. Look how beautiful it is. It takes up the whole page. So probably oozing with self-confidence until the full moon at the moment and feeling it. But you're not heart connected at this stage. It doesn't have to be heart connected either. We know that the rose has got a heart, but we're not seeing it for this particular time. So we don't need to be as heart connected as we feel with this time until the full moon. And that's when we're starting to look at, if you're putting your goals down, which are your fruit and flowers, which is your wealth and relationship goals, they don't need to be so heart connected. Now that sounds strange in a relationship goal, definitely not so strange in a wealth goal, but a bit strange in a relationship goal. So when I go and see this sort of an image with a relationship goal, to me the relationship goal is probably more of a business relationship or more of a mutual relationship rather than a love relationship, if that makes sense. So that's what you're looking up until the full moon, until the full moon on Friday, Saturday. When we get through there, we're looking at self-reliable. And again, because this image is so out there, and you've got actually got two buds coming through too. One that hasn't quite made it and is going towards the past, and one that is opening up to coming to the future. When we're looking at self-reliable, I see this as being quite, it is an extroverted image. So I see you as being very self-reliable. You do trust yourself. You do feel confident in what you're doing and where you're doing and how you're doing it. You've got a clear understanding of the different areas that help you look after yourself, help you achieve what you need to achieve. So whether it's meditation or visualization or association, that's definitely what it is. It's definitely association. So when you're associating with others, when we're looking at your direction goal for next week after Sunday or Sunday onwards, yours is a very individual direction. You just need to rely on yourself. So go within, get an understanding of where that is. And again, these goals don't need to be big goals. They're just the next step. Okay, we're not doing huge big goals because these are weekly readings. They're not huge big goals. They are just the next step. And your next step has got 2 other buds with it. I'm guessing there's like a little group of 3 with you in the center there. But obviously this is your direction, so you need to be front and center, and it's okay to have 2 people on the side or 2 things on the side. So that is your goal today, Bex, or that is your flower reading for today, Bex. Thank you everyone for joining in. And if you want more singing, you'll have to ask Leah. She's definitely the artist, not me. But I don't know what to say of it. So again, like I said, I have got I have gifted a few people with their flower readings when I'm away for the next 4 weeks. I'm here next week. After that, for the 4 weeks while I'm away, I have gifted a few flower readings. But I would like to actually do more flower readings for yours, of your images that you have taken. I just feel we don't need to be restricted. We do not. We are all individuals. Why should we be restricted to a deck of cards? We don't need to be. Why should we be restricted to what flowers we can pick when we've got millions all over the world? So if you bring forward your flower image, then I can do a reading that really, really resonates with you. The other thing is when I do get back from the UK, I will be only doing these on the 3 areas. I won't be sharing them anymore. They'll be starting to, I'm starting to build up that group only, so allows that to come through. And I just think I wanted to be a little bit more targeted to those that support me. I support you, which is a win-win. I think that's wonderful. But that's me for today. The workshop for the intuitive art readings was a huge success on the weekend. Thank you to all the ladies that turned up. It was amazing. We had a fantastic time, and I'm going to be doing a few readings on those and just popping them up so you can see what that's all about too. But that's it. Oh, you know what I did? I did all these banners up so they look really lovely. And of course, guess what? I didn't use them because I was doing the readings instead. But anyway, The Voice of Intuition is now a podcast on iHeartRadio, so you can subscribe there as well. That's me. I'm saying goodbye. If you want your own personal flower reading, there's the link in the description underneath, and you can book one there. Although I don't think you'll get one in before I leave. Okay, I'm saying bye because it's the end and I got to go. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for your support. Love it. It's fantastic. Bye for now.